Welcome, everybody, again to All Fetts Are Off.
I had to do it.
Bounty hunters and Star Wars fans alike, it is I, the Tuscan Toes, Jason in Miami, and with me as always is Brian, the charismatic Carillion. Brian, how are you doing? All right. Okay, you know what? I think we're good. Everything looks good.
Speedy intro.
Wow. We screwed that up
Speedy
early.
Gonzalez intro.
Yeah. It's okay because I'm Mexican, so that's fine. But
yeah, okay.
Wow, did I screw that up? Okay, guys, I don't have a producer. Okay.
Nah.
I have no real training in this. I mean, I got like a political science degree, so don't be too hard on me here. All right. I mean, if our fans are anything like the fans that are blasting Obi Wan right now, I don't want to hear that. It's gonna make me cry.
I'm gonna get into that in a minute, but really, I mean, we are about this week, the triumphant return of.
Oh, you're beautiful. My God, that's so good.
It's just, it was. I can't wait to get into it because
words.
It's one of those moments that you don't forget.
Yeah, words can't describe the feeling that I had when I saw him coming up that alley. Okay, by the way, it is past 24 hours, and we have that strict rule of 24 hours. We give everybody 24 hours, and it's been that. We're way past that.
We're spoiling the crap out of y'all today.
Yeah,
so
way past.
It's actually been more than 24 hours. It's been 48. So
yeah. We give everybody a little bit more time. We're being a little bit generous today.
We're being generous.
Exactly. And Brian, real quick, I want to kind of point out the elephant in the room. If everyone, I'll hold on. Let me see how many people are on right now. I have no idea how many people are on right now.
Okay.
All two of the people that are watching right now, I have a big red thing here on my nose because I actually broke my nose on Sunday, believe it or not. Sunday or Monday? I think it was Monday. Monday I broke my nose.
You walk into the wrong cantina or something, or what?
Well, no, but I upset an Autobot and it came back and it bit me.
You walk by Dr. Vazarian and Ponda Baba, or I mean, what's the deal? What's going on here?
All right, so I was changing the oil in my truck and my fingers were a little greasy and I opened up the truck. I was getting something in the truck from the front, and I opened it up and they're big doors. It's an F-150 and I didn't open it enough and I just got something real quick and I turned around and it came back and it whap and I felt a crack and big gash, a lot of blood, and luckily it was a non-deviating fracture, so it didn't mess up the pretty alignment that I have right now. But yeah, it's there and it's healing, so it's taking some time. But I just wanted to address that.
Well, we got that out of the way, huh?
Yeah, we got that out of the way because everything I do is self-serving anyways. So let's just get into the meat and potatoes, into the caldo con res, into the fideo and spaghetti.
We're gonna do it now.
We got to. No, we have to talk about the show. We have to. I mean, this is big. I mean, what we saw this Wednesday. I mean, 40 years in the making. 40 years, man. Can you believe that? I mean.
So, first of all, I want to address just a couple things going on with Kenobi. Just some. Let's just get the unfortunate stuff out of the way before we start talking about what really should matter. But first of all the stuff going on with Moses Ingram, this is just stupid. Okay, if you don't like the character, don't like the character, but there's your dislike of the character does not give you an open door to harass the actress playing this character the way it's written and just harass this person on social media with racial slurs and misogynistic comments. It's just stupid. It really makes the Star Wars community look bad. I mean, to everyone out there that's seeing this story, this isn't a reflection of what Star Wars fans are. We're actually some pretty cool people.
Well, let's just kind of real quick. I mean, I don't feel that we need to spend a whole lot of time on this because I just like you, I think those kind of things are ridiculous. And before I start with that piece, I will tell you, I hate that character. But the reason I hate that character is because she plays it so well. She does such an incredible job with this character to make me hate her. She is doing an outstanding job. So she's doing well. She's doing what she's supposed to, right? She's being an actress and an actor, and she's making me feel an emotion, which is hate. And she's making me hate the character, not her. I don't know her. Why would I hate her? I mean, I hate that character, but that's what I'm supposed to feel. I'm supposed to hate that character. But I think what is happening, right, and especially with, some of these fans that, probably don't think before they fire off tweets or whatever it is that they do, they like to think that they have some sense of superiority because, they think that they're an OG fan or, we're owed something. Well, we're not owed anything. But I think what's happening is they're blurring those lines because she is such a hateable character that they're blurring the lines between, what is fiction and what is reality. And that means that she's doing a great job as being an actor. So I applaud her for that. And I hate who she is in that in that role. But I'm glad I do because you got to hate somebody. You can't hate Vader now. It's kind of hard to hate him because he's become a tragic character over the years. So you have to have a real villain. And this is a real villain. So I think it's great. And if anybody is throwing anything racial or anything other than her abilities, it's ridiculous and it's stupid. So it's not I won't entertain that for very long, but I will just say that I hate the character and I'm supposed to hate the character. So I'm glad I do. She's doing a great job of it, and I'm really glad that this was injected into the series because we all needed somebody collectively to despise, a real villain, and that's what we have. It's what we want. It's what we got. So if some people don't like it, then you're just not a fan of storytelling in media. So go do something else. That's
so
what I
now
say.
now that we kicked that nonsense to the curb,
Yes.
The other bit of nonsense is the same type of group. They're all going out there review bombing on Rotten Tomatoes, which obviously the review bombs that are going out there, I mean, if you did a bomb review after what happened this week, I mean, I pity you.
But who
cares?
cares?
You don't know what's you
cares?
don't understand the feeling of Star Wars if this is what you're doing.
Man,
take it to 57%. The rest of us don't care.
Who cares? Who cares about that? Who cares about who cares what Rotten Tomatoes says?
Bunch of whiny, crybaby, sequel hating, just whatever.
I feel targeted. But anyways,
yeah.
I feel targeted. But who cares? I mean, really, honestly, who cares? Now Disney released numbers, and I mean, I don't know how trustworthy these numbers are, but
I haven't been able to find any. What do you mean they released numbers? Now I found that Stranger Things did 286 million hours of stream over the weekend. So I really want to know. I mean, Disney put out a tweet saying that Kenobi was the most watched launch of an original series in the history since Mandalorian.
Yeah, right.
But
for Disney Plus,
if you got actual metrics that go up against that 286 million hours, I want to know what it is. No, because I want to know if Stranger Things got taken out.
No, but remember, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
What do you mean?
No, remember the law of averages. Okay, so that Stranger Things got dumped. The first 7 episodes got dumped. We only have 3 for Obi Wan.
Is it a massive dump?
It's a big, massive dump.
Dump.
It is a big, massive dump. And
so the metrics that Stranger Things had, then, so you're telling me if somebody binged like 1 through 7 all in one weekend, then those extra 4 episodes or 5, whatever, well, because Obi Wan debuted with 2, so that means that they had 5 more episodes on their side. So they got those metrics included if someone binged another 5 episodes in. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it has to be more. Now, there's the final 2 episodes for Stranger Things are getting released later in July, I believe. I
Yeah,
want
no
to say
part
July.
two.
Yeah,
About that.
so they're doing some sort of a tiered release because this is it. It's the finale. So the last two
Well,
are
hey,
going to
they got to find some way to keep subscriptions. I mean, they're
be.
having a bit of a hard time over there lately.
Yeah, I mean, their little password sharing thing is backfiring. It really is. And
No,
and if we
how
have
could
if
that
we
backfire?
if we have a chance after we talk about this episode a little bit, I actually had a really good revenue model that would probably make people happy, or
Oh,
they wouldn't they wouldn't notice the difference. So
as long as it doesn't involve aerodynamic lobsters, I'm good with it.
oh, I haven't shown that in such a long time, dude.
Yeah, and you're not going to because we need, and you're not going to because we need to get into the third episode.
Okay,
So,
all right, fine.
before we get into the third episode, as always, thanks to everybody at Bad Customs with Brianna and everyone there. We appreciate that you guys shout us out when you do, and then also Renee with Farrow Rose Designs. Renee's been pumping out shirts and caps with the tragedy in Uvalde in a huge way. So if you're looking to support Uvalde, check out Farrow Rose Designs. They got some things going on there with that.
Right, and
then our co-host here also has a page.
oh yes,
Also,
yes. This production now is actually brought to you by J2 Sports and Entertainment LLC. So you can check out our website and our Facebook page and see what Coach Jerry is up to. We got some big things going on this summer. So yeah, definitely please check it out. I don't want to overlap too much with what I do there with what I do here, but you'll see some more things kind of cross-platforming a little bit later. It just takes a little bit of time. Running a business is a job, and I'm lazy, so. Or I try to be lazy from time to time, although I'm all over the place. But and we never even did bring that up, and sometimes we touch on social issues and what's going on in the news, but when tragedy happens, it's hard for us to really understand what we can do to help and to try to make things better and to do our part that we can. There's a lot of organizations. American Red Cross is a fantastic one that assists families. So these families are going through a really hard time that lost their children and their loved ones. And if you feel inclined to donate or help out that way, that is the best, safest way to do it. Is start there, start at the Red Cross, and then work your way, because they can get you to other organizations that are helping out. So that your money, your resources, anything that you can donate or help out, definitely goes to the right people. So it's sad. It's a horrible, tragic thing, and we need to do something about it. And I don't know what it's going to be and what it's going to be yet. But it has to be done. Everybody knows my feelings towards firearms. Being an infantry marine, and my perspective on it is rare from what I've seen. But I'm not a fan. It's not my thing, and I don't think that it belongs in the hands of every single citizen, because it requires a lot of training, and these are dangerous machines, and they are meant for one thing and one thing only.
Well spoken.
So, but that's what you can do, and that's what we can all do, and the safest way to do it is that way. So, I do want to show you something just very quickly, Brian, and we haven't really looked at this.
No.
Yeah, we haven't looked at this lately, and I just want to remind everybody that there are models out there for the aerodynamics of a cow and of a lobster. They're right there, and you can find these on aviationhumor.net. I mean, and it's real. These are the actual aerodynamic models, and let's not forget about the people that put the hard work into finding these aerodynamics here.
Yeah,
in case we ever need to launch a lobster or cow into the air for any reason.
Into space. Just launch them into space. Why not? I mean, if they're that aerodynamic. Just launch them into space.
Well, the lobster is more aerodynamic than the cow. Just
No,
letting you know that,
if-
because
if
you saw that
believe
red on the
everything-
cow. That means it's
If
what
you
air's-
believe everything you saw in Superman Quest for Peace, they can breathe in space.
which is not canon anymore. They took that away.
Why is it not canon?
It's
Why
not
is Quest for Peace not canon?
Because-
Because it's not DCU. Like,
No,
is that
no,
what you're referring to?
no, the Bryan Singer Superman, the Superman Returns. It negated.
No,
that.
I'm not talking about. No, I'm talking about Quest for Peace. Christopher Reeve.
Yeah. So Superman Returns, that was done by Bryan Singer, was basically Superman 3. They only followed the events from Superman 1 and Superman 2, and then they completely forgot about Richard Pryor and Quest for Peace, taking, what's her name, Mariel Hemingway.
Hold on a
into
minute.
space.
No. Wait.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let's think about this for a second. No.
Don't think about it too hard. Don't hurt yourself.
I'm not going to let you get off that easy with it. But I mean,
What? I'm right.
It's already. We can't spend too much on this because it's already 22 after the hour. But
On Friday, nobody's doing anything.
No. Look, who's to say? Because in Bryan Singer's Superman Returns,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He goes and he looks for Krypton or what's left, right? And then he comes back.
Right.
Okay, so who's to say that Richard Pryor Superman and Quest for Peace Superman didn't happen before he took off to go look for Krypton?
He did. He said it. Bryan Singer said it.
Bryan Singer?
Yeah, he made the damn movie.
So he's saying that his movie erased those other two movies?
Yes. So it's not.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, and I
That's
don't know
fine.
why.
But all I'm saying is,
Why would you
all
argue
I'm
with
saying
that?
is, even if they're erased, all I'm saying is, if you believe what you saw in Quest for Peace, the cow and the lobster could breathe in space, because Lois breathed in space,
And Mariel Hemingway. That was.
and there's wind in space too because his cape was flowing in space. But anyway,
That's so
anyway,
stupid.
so
Okay.
we need to cue up the Kenobi soundbite. We haven't heard it in forever.
Oh,
This is a big episode. I want it queued up.
Okay.
I want it queued up right now. Find it.
Okay.
Go to that little stream deck of yours and hit the button. Let's do this.
Hello there. 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 Hello hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
Where did you find this?
Hello there. Hello there.
Hey, I'm a genius.
This is a real song, by the way.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
Oh, that's not
Hello
bad.
there.
All right.
Hello there. Hello there.
Okay, that's enough of that.
All right.
All right.
Kenobi.
I owe you 2 Jar Jars for that. Yeah. All right, go ahead. No,
Kenobi-
look, get into it.
Kenobi. Episode 3
Mm-hmm.
was off the chain.
Yes, it absolutely
Off
was.
the chain.
It
And
was.
what was the best? One of the best parts about it, they wasted no time either. They didn't. I had no clue. I mean, one word, man. One name. Vader.
Yeah.
V to the A to the D to the mother effing ER.
But are you surprised that what happened in this show happened this early? I mean, I was expecting not to see anything like that, if anything at all, until the last
I mean,
one.
I guess when you look at it, I mean, it took me a minute to process, right? Like, I didn't think it was going down this early either. But what we have to try to remember is that we got 2 episodes to kick it off when it opened on Friday.
Mhm.
So we were already 2 episodes in. This is a 6-episode arc, so we're at the midpoint already.
Mhm.
I mean, they already dropped that Vader and Kenobi were going to have 2 encounters, not 1.
Oh,
And now-
okay.
And now I'm seeing more why it's 2, and I'll get into that in a second.
Mhm.
I'm seeing a lot more why that it's 2.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
when you've only got 3 more episodes to go.
Mhm.
So I mean, when you look at it from these standpoints, you're at the middle act of a 6-act play,
Mhm.
and there's just these 3 chapters left. Yeah, I mean, now was the time to do it.
Okay.
I didn't think so at first, but I mean, you got to remember that 2 episodes are already under the belt. You're at the midpoint now. It was 2 encounters.
Mhm.
It was a perfect, maybe not perfect, but it was. You had to put the first encounter right now. You had to do it.
Right.
And
And again, what we saw here, and I brought this up when we discussed Rogue One eons ago, was that we saw more of the true brutality of Darth Vader and his evilness, how he was just walking and snapping necks, with the Force. It's tough to watch something like that because we spent so much time, being fans of this universe and not seeing it, hearing it, implying it, but now it's there and it's real, and he shows zero remorse. He shows zero emotion or care. He's just snapping necks. That's all he's doing.
Well, I'm not so sure about the emotion part. I mean, I'll give you the fact that he cares for nothing. I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's the emotion piece that I'm coming into.
No empathy.
Net
There we go. I'll say no empathy.
Well, empathy, fine, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the episode kicks off with, I realized that Liam Neeson said that he doesn't do TV, and he's strictly a movie act. He only takes movie roles. I know that he said this. I know Deborah Chow said that he's not in the series, that there wasn't that they didn't fit him in. I realized that she said it, but they're really hinting at me being wrong on this one, because with those facts, I said no, Liam Neeson's not going to show up in this unless I said the only way that he comes up is if it's flashback footage, either deleted or what we saw from Phantom Menace. I really felt that was the only way he was going to get worked in, which there's nothing Liam Neeson can say about that. He can't say, oh, you can't use that, because he already filmed Phantom Menace. Even if the footage is deleted, they could use it.
Right, so but here's the thing. Liam Neeson does do TV. And where this thing he's saying that he doesn't do TV, because, well, first off, this isn't like TV. This is a streaming service, so you're paying for it.
Oh, right.
It's
right.
not cable, exactly, but it's something like it. But he does do TV. He was in a show with Ricky Gervais.
Really?
Gervais, yes. And who's the guy who played Willow? What's his name?
Warwick Davis?
Yeah, Warwick Davis. Yeah. So they have a show. They have a show. It's on the BBC. I think it's on the BBC, and it's a comedy show. So Ricky Gervais is there, and Warwick Davis is there, and Liam Neeson is coming in and talking to Ricky, saying that he wants to get into comedy. It's a comedy show, and you know how Liam Neeson is. He's very stoic, and he doesn't really smile or anything like that. But it was just him, trying to do comedy, and it was comedic because he was failing at it. It was just funny. So he's done television. So if he says he doesn't do TV and he won't do this role, but he'll go and he'll play the jackass in Ricky Gervais' show, that's bothersome. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. You won't do Star Wars, but you're going to do this.
The cat's been let out of the bag. He's going to lend his voice to Tales of the Jedi when that airs in the fall on Plus.
Okay.
So that got let out. But man, they're really hinting at a possible. I mean, there's already been a myriad of cameos already, but I mean, they're really hinting at him possibly popping up, because the episode again starts with Obi Wan again trying to communicate with him.
Right.
He can't seem to quite reach him, but he's making the attempt. But I mean, I love how it starts off there. Then I love how it starts with him and Leia having a moment. He's fixing the droid, her broken little toy droid. He ends up fixing it for her, and she asks him, what does the Force feel like? And he tells her, you ever been afraid of the dark, and then you step back into the light? And she's like, yeah, you feel safe. He's like, that's what it feels like. So that was a nice little moment, but I mean, it transcends from that to him sensing Anakin again, and then,
and it looked like he was about to vomit.
And then you get what we have yet to have been privy to ever. I mean, in Rogue One, we saw him in the Bacta tank, and we saw the Bacta getting drained out. We saw that.
Like a toilet, right? Space toilet.
Why you gotta do the toilet?
It's a space toilet. He's
fine.
He's kind of like a floating space turd.
Okay.
We can be funny on this show. It's absolutely okay. It really is.
I don't know how.
You just do things just to get you mad.
You're throwing me off. You're throwing me off, man.
Remember, you're the super big fan, and I'm the filthy casual here.
So, but we finally get to see like how he comes together in this Bacta tank. Like, we see the mechanical arms taking off the hoses off his back, and then we see his arms getting placed on, well, his forearms getting placed onto the arm, and then we see the legs getting attached, and we see his chest plate getting installed and turned on. And then I was kind of wondering whether, I thought, oh, okay, they're probably going to stop it here, And then the helmet goes on, and then he's breathing, and then he walks out. He walks out of there like, I'm gonna kick somebody's ass. He just walks out of that thing like, I'm gonna kick somebody's ass. I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna kick somebody's ass. And that was just, I mean,
he just woke up that morning and chose violence. That's what happened. That's just exactly what happened.
It was great. And then, I dropped my saber. I'm so excited. And then, I mean, he has that conversation with Reva, which I thought was great. Mm-hmm. She's and this thing with the Grand Inquisitor is still throwing me off. I don't know how this guy can be dead. He can't be dead. He's going to have to come back somehow. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they better fix this, because Rebels is 5 years out from this, and he's there.
Okay, so Darth Maul came back.
What?
Darth Maul came back. Palpatine came back.
That. So, I mean, this has got to get worked out somehow. Yeah. I don't know how, but I love how he tells her, Grand Inquisitor doesn't mean anything anymore to me. Mm-hmm. Kenobi. And this is where the emotion comes in. He just tells her, Kenobi is what matters. That's all I care about. Where is he? What do you know? And then he drops it on her and says, hey, I know what you're looking for. I know what it is you're wanting. You bring me Kenobi, you'll become Grand Inquisitor. But there was, of course, the flip side to that. You don't bring me Kenobi,
I kill you.
You're not going to live to feel sorry for yourself for not doing it.
Yeah, it's like either you elevate yourself to greatness or die. Yeah, I would be motivated too.
And this is where the emotion of all this comes in, because then he gets up, and what's he doing? He's looking out the window out at Mustafar, almost just having a moment to himself, like, this is where I was burnt to a crisp by Kenobi, and I want retribution. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's just out there looking out the window, the makeshift view window piece that's in front of his throne. He's just staring out there.
He does that a lot. He does a lot of window.
He does that a lot. Yeah,
window looking.
We've seen him do that on the bridge of Star Destroyers, and
yeah,
he does do a lot of that. He does do a lot of staring out into contemplation type thing. Mm-hmm. But that was great. And then mm-hmm. Obi Wan. What was the name of the planet? It was Mabusu. The mining facility. They go to Mabusu.
I don't know. They're introducing a whole new set of planets, and
But did you catch it when him and Leia are going on that horizon, and he looks out to the horizon, mm-hmm. and for the first time, we see Dark Side Hayden or Dark Side Anakin, but without the suit.
Oh, in the Jedi robe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's that. I didn't expect that. That's crazy.
I didn't see that coming either, but when it happened, I lost it. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, and
he just turns and he looks and he's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass."
He's mad. He's really.
I'm actually in a suit and I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, he's really pissed. Now, the thing I want now, believe I know about this, and you're gonna be a little shocked that I actually know about this, is that they injected Quinlan Vos into this, and this is a great deal, because as Anakin, as Obi-Wan is trying to get Leia to this back to her home world, he's trying to find a port to leave from. Mm-hmm. We discover that there are underground railroads, kind of like the Civil War underground railroads that were used to get slaves to freedom. And we find that in this case,
the
it's
Republic,
Jedi.
those friendly to the Old Republic, are smuggling Force-sensitive younglings and remaining surviving Jedi through this system. And as my esteemed co-host, which I'm very impressed, has mentioned, we do discover that Quinlan Voss did indeed survive Order 66.
Yes.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yes, he did. And what I loved about that is that it brings a tie, like an actual connection between the Ewan McGregor
animated Clone Wars and all this.
Yeah, the Ewan McGregor interpretation of Obi Wan and the rest of the Clone Wars and story, which is great. And this is done after the fact too, because in the prequels, anything that they talked about or alluded to, they bring that up in Clone Wars sometimes, when it becomes part of the story and a good part of the story that they can add. But yeah, that there's that connection is there. So do we see Quinlan Voss? Who knows? Maybe not in this series, but at least there's that connection there, and it's good that they're doing that because it gives us some reassurance on the continuity that they're maintaining.
Definitely,
they're definitely doing that, and it's great. It's great for fan service. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, just like Captain America, I get that reference. I was like, Brian's gonna be really proud of me. I get that reference. It's gonna be awesome.
The other piece of that that's really exciting is we discover that they're all being funneled to this planet. So I'm wondering if there's going to be in these 3 remaining episodes a moment where, I mean, that could be a potential for a cameo smorgasbord when they end up over there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to see Quinlan because he's there, but who else could we potentially see there? I mean, now I'm just going to drop the big one right now of who we might see there.
Okay.
So they've already said that they're using these systems to take surviving Jedi from Order 66 and Force-sensitive younglings, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So who do we have that's a Force-sensitive character that's making a huge splash on Disney Plus as of late? Just everybody loves him. Oh, come now. You're having to think about it this hard.
I don't know.
I mean, he's all over the place. He's on cereal boxes. He's on sodas. He's on. I mean,
cereal boxes.
He's got a catchy nickname, even though it's not his character name. Something you and I argue about quite frequently.
I don't know.
Well, the potential is there that perhaps, just perhaps, Grogu is on this planet that has surviving Jedi.
Oh, Baby Yoda.
Because we know Grogu. Because we know that Grogu survived Order 66. We know this because he's in The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps this is going to fill in some of that gap. Now we know where Grogu ended up before when he escaped or when he got out, and then maybe we find out a little more about him. But it would not be unlike Filoni and Favreau to interject Grogu into something. I mean,
Grogu's
farther down, literal cash cow. And imagine now, I don't know if Grogu can run into Obi Wan, because you would think that if Grogu did run into him, that'd be something that might be an encounter that Obi Wan might remember or hold close. But it's not even that they have to have like big involvement from Grogu. I mean, you could just see him in the background or something and be like, oh, that's what happened to him. I mean, just for fun. Just for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? I mean, it's there. It would close that gap a little bit.
Definitely would close the gap.
It would close that gap, and then but then what does that mean for Mando season 3 exactly? I don't really know. Do we see
it would be a minimal impact. I mean, this is taking place long before that.
Yeah.
Long before that.
Yeah.
So that there's no I don't see the Mandalorian timeline interfering with Grogu ending up on this place, because Grogu had a lot going on before he ended up with Din Djarin.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking backwards or forwards, if that makes sense. Yeah. So okay. So we know that there is a method for Jedi to escape, and that Obi Wan was completely oblivious to this because he has decided to become a hermit on
Yeah.
Tatooine and look over Luke Skywalker. Now, leading up to their attempted escape is a battle, the battle between Obi Wan and Darth Vader. So this is the first time that Obi Wan Kenobi has seen Anakin Skywalker as how he is now, because he asks him what has become of you, and he says, I am what you
Oh,
made me. Okay. So yeah, it's he's like, I am what.
stormtrooper fainted. He fainted just from the sheer awe of the whole subject. So
Probably had a heart attack. So yeah, and now we're seeing this. You're seeing this really angsty, pissed off Vader. I am what you made me. This is your fault. So he's
well, I mean that was like a huge. First of all, the thing that really just said it was just when Vader just ignited his saber.
Mhm.
Like that was just,
Yeah.
and just you see it ignite, and you're like, okay, you know that it's on at this point. I mean, but what was equally great with that was Obi-Wan recognizing that he was not gonna. He knew he didn't have a prayer.
Right.
He knew that he didn't stand one iota of a chance, and the first thing he figured that he could do was run,
right.
because
And this goes
he
back
knew
to
that he was 10 years rusty.
Mm-hmm.
No, he hadn't been in combat in those 10 years, in any kind of combat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just been filleting fish for 10 years.
Yeah, that's and again that goes back to what we were seeing in the first episode, how he's just a husk of what he used to be. And I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the sheer shock that Anakin is still alive, because he did leave him for dead. That Anakin was alive, and that now he's Vader, and he's this incredibly powerful dark side Sith Lord. And Obi-Wan has not done anything in his warrior craft in 10 years. So I want to kind of go into just a little bit, and it's not going to be that boring, I promise, how the technical fighting that they were doing, because the last time we saw them, I mean, they were acrobatic and they were doing Jackie Chan's stuff. It was a great fight. It was so cool to see lightsabers in that way. And now you're seeing Vader basically use one hand, and he is not as nimble as he was, and Obi-Wan is purely on the defensive here.
But that was also a demonstration of where Vader was,
Mm-hmm.
and where he's gotten to. Just, I mean, he's not only is he taking him on one-handed, because I mean, some of his motions are now limited because of the suit,
Mm-hmm.
but he's mainly dealing with him one-handed because he's toying with him.
Right, because he doesn't want to kill him. He wants to torture him. He wants to torture him.
That's how rusty and weak Obi-Wan had become.
Mm-hmm.
He's just, it's taking very little effort from Vader to do what he has to do right now, and he knows that he's toying with him. But also the emotions of what we're talking about here. We're now talking about 10 years have elapsed. He's been trying to find him for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now he finally finds him, locates him, and he's got him right in front of him. And he's thinking right now, the only reason I'm in this stupid suit and I'm in this mess is because I got overzealous and I made a mistake taking him for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not doing that this time. He's taking his time. He's being methodical in this duel. He's one step at a time. Nothing overzealous in this fight.
No.
He's being very calculated, very patient. And then at the same time, yes, the other goal of being patient and methodical is to make sure that Obi-Wan suffers to the maximum.
Right, and then we see that because he makes he makes a pit of fire with whatever he pulls down, gasoline, I'm assuming.
He dumps out he dumps out that fuel source.
Yeah, which
and
is
then
probably
kneels down
really
and ignites
expensive.
it with his saber.
Yeah,
And-
the first thing I thought, I was like, man, that must have cost $100,000. That is that's such expensive fuel.
And I mean, he takes Obi-Wan with the Force and puts him right in the flames.
Yeah, and he burns him a
like
little bit.
basically so
Yeah.
how's it feel?
Yeah, he burns him a little bit, and I was kind of shocked to see that. I mean, that's pretty torturous, man. But it was cool the way that they did it. I mean, because it's a callback. It's a callback to what Obi-Wan did to him in Mustafar. Well, Obi-Wan didn't really do it to him. He just basically said, "Hey, I have the high ground."
Well,
He jumps up,
Not Vader's opinion.
fillets him. Yeah, I know he's
Not
pissed.
Vader's opinion. To
He's
go
mad.
to
I
go
get
back
it.
to the lines that you touched on,
Mhm.
and I thought it was an extremely emotional moment. I mean, it's one of those moments that just sent chills up your back. Obi-Wan looks at him and says, "What have you become?"
Yep. What have you become?
And then
I
the
am
shot
what you
goes
made
right
me.
back to Vader. I am what you made me.
Yep.
Like in that tone, like just
Yeah.
I sat like
And having James Earl Jones do this, it's glorious, man. And
So
we're really lucky, because I don't know
we are lucky.
how much longer we're gonna
Yeah.
get that. So it's fortunate that they were doing this now, while they could, continue to use his talents. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode, and at this point, I really don't even want to guess, because I'm just having such a good time seeing all these little Easter eggs and callbacks, and seeing a story. And I really don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. I really don't care what IMDb says. This is great. This is great for the story. This is great for the
Star Wars
story.
bliss.
Yeah, this is fantastic for the story, and it could have been a movie. It could have been a long movie. It could have been 2 movies. It could have been a trilogy.
Actually, I
and
really wish. I don't know about a trilogy, but I do
On its
really
own.
wish that they had. I don't think you could have fit this into a trilogy. No, there's one film. Yes, I could see one feature film, but I don't know about 3, or even a
Yeah.
sequel to it.
Yeah, you could have did this.
No, you could not.
Yeah, well, no, you could have done it as a movie. Yeah, I'm agreeing. I mean, maybe not.
No,
You're
yeah.
right, probably not a trilogy.
I would have liked to have seen this. Well, that's the funny thing about this, isn't it? This was originally planned to be a feature.
It is.
Then-
It is.
Then
Yeah.
Solo happened.
Yeah, and then
And
it bombed. It bombed
They-
for what they were expecting.
They got so much backlash on Solo
Mhm.
that they went back to the drawing board and said, "Oh, you know what? Maybe character side movies aren't such a good idea." I mean, Rogue One was awesome, right? Because that was not focused on a single character. That was focused on
an event.
an
It was supposed-
entire event,
Mhm.
right? The event of the Death Star plans being
Right.
found, and all that. I mean, who found them and all that jazz.
Yeah, because we could only guess how those plans had gotten into the hands of the rebellion. So,
Right.
it was a necessary story, because it added equity to the entire Skywalker saga. I think.
But
it
the
did.
debacle that was Solo ended up being the decisive motivation in making Kenobi a series versus a film.
Mhm.
But I mean, these are averaging 40 minutes an episode. The first one was a little long, 55, because of that 5-minute recap that we
Of
got at
the-
the beginning
Right.
of the prequels. But they're averaging about 40 minutes. So you take 6 at 40 apiece, that's 240 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
which is about a 4-hour flick.
It's
And we
it's
know that
it's
4-hour flicks don't
Justice
bother anybody
League.
on-
It's Justice League. I'm sorry, the
that's
Snyder
that's
cut.
that's what I was going to interject. No,
Yeah, this
no
is-
one. It's already been proven that you can put a 4-hour flick on stream because
And
no
people
one
watch
really
it.
objected to Snyder cut.
No, and I mean, it took me 2 days to finish it, but I finished it and it was great. Ooh, I loved it. So I did. I really did.
Now-
It tickled my DC funny bone.
You have a DC funny bone?
Yeah, you want to know where it is?
No.
I can't say it.
Not
And so I'll tell you why I really appreciate this happening finally. We've talked about Obi Wan for so long. We spent like almost a year talking about Mandalorian.
We
When it
did.
came out.
We did.
And we speculate, we talk about what we hear, and they
Now
don't
we're seeing it.
and now we're finally seeing it, which is great because this is satisfying my nerd need, because I'm getting marveled out. I am telling you, man, they're releasing way too much stuff for Marvel, and I want to say I'm kind of done for a little bit, because after watching the Multiverse of Madness, it was a fun movie. It was a
Marvel.
It was fun to watch.
But
dude, I mean, I thought that the Multiverse of Madness was going to be this huge shift on where the Marvel universe was going to go, and it really didn't. It just ended, and everything was hunky dory, so to speak. And I wasn't down with that. I'm like, I wanted to see just like a giant shift. I wanted to see like how we would see new characters or how we would see new stories. It's just I don't know what the point is now.
I don't want to burst Marvel fans' bubble, but Top Gun was a better movie.
Dude, Top Gun was incredible, and I didn't even like the first one. The first one was garbage. I mean, this was a great story, and and coming from someone,
I had a really great story.
Yeah, and coming from someone that's in the Marine Corps and that's been around some of the Navy squids, you sometimes you just say, dude, they would never do that. They would. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, it was such a good story, and they were so ambiguous especially with what country they were bombing. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. They made use of all the Navy assets that they were using, and it was kind of predictable, but that's okay. I mean, predictability is all right. I mean, I wasn't looking for a M. Night Shyamalan movie from Tom Cruise. I just kind of wanted to see and hear some of my early childhood, and this was it, and it was just fun. It was such a fun movie to watch. I would watch it again. I wouldn't pay to go watch it again, but I'd watch it again. Great flick, man. Did Anna like it?
Oh, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Now,
Great.
before we close out, there's still one other thing in Kenobi we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
So the new character Tala, right?
Oh yeah.
She had a loader droid.
Mm-hmm.
Some interesting thing. Well, one interesting thing really about the droid.
He didn't talk.
I mean, right, but loader droids aren't supposed to, as they reveal, right? Like she says, hey,
I haven't met
she
one.
said loader droids aren't supposed to communicate, and then the stormtroopers come out and say, hey, it's a loader droid. It's meant to be stupid.
Mm-hmm. It's meant to be stupid.
If that's really the case with loader droids, they only run basic subroutines and they don't speak or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that struck me with it was concealing a hammer.
Oh, right, when the stormtroopers walked in. Yeah, when they were searching, when they were doing a sweep.
It was concealing a hammer, preparing to fight if necessary.
Right. Bash some brains in.
Why would a loader droid that only runs basic subroutines, is only supposed to do certain things, be ready for a combat situation?
I don't know.
Does that not strike you as odd in any way?
No. Again, I was in the Marine Corps. You got a bunch of loader droids that are ready for combat all the time.
To take it a step further, it grips the hammer, like anticipating something.
Right. Yeah. Maybe.
So I'm just wondering if there's more to the droid. I'm just wondering if there's more to the droid than there actually is. Is it like a K2SO droid, where it has like a personality and it's just not showing it? I mean,
who
could
knows?
that be a thing?
Who knows? Or maybe it was just something cool. Maybe it was something cool to inject. Let's just have him do this.
Or is it even a droid?
All right. Okay. All right. That's an interesting theory. I mean, we'll see.
I mean,
they're still on the planet, so we'll see.
It was the loader droid that recovered Obi Wan from the flames with Tala.
Yep.
So we already have a myriad of things that are kind of revealing themselves slowly. That could be one of the subplots in this thing that's going to get revealed, kind of like Reva has a subplot, and now Leia. We see at the conclusion of the episode that Reva has captured Leia.
Right, by
So
killing
now-
the pilot that she was supposed to meet down at the end of the corridor,
Now,
who I really thought was going to be, I don't know. I thought it was going to be someone from like the rebellion, that we saw, and like it's just like, oh, hey, this is somebody.
Now, in one of our episodes, we discussed this. There's that actor I can't remember his name, but they felt that his character was going to be related to or know Saw Gerrera, and that this is probably where we're getting that that character is going to hook up with Obi Wan Kenobi, because they're going to have to go rescue Leia from Reva.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
This is probably where we're going to see him.
Yeah, it's
getting to that juncture.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines. Yeah, but it was a great episode. So glad we got a chance to talk about it. But I want to let all one of our viewers know what's going to happen, and we got to actually put out a featurette on this. Is that on next Wednesday, which is June 15th, at 5:45 Eastern, and I'm still trying to figure out all the actual technical details of this, but as everyone knows, I work at a Army installation, and I am a retiree of the Marine Corps, and I work there as a civilian, and I have been given the opportunity to be on a podcast with Ewan McGregor on Wednesday. It's hosted by the USO. The USO, as people know, is that organization that does morale and welfare for the troops when they're stationed overseas, and they're in the airports and things like that. Great organization, and I'm fortunate enough to be involved and be there.
I just checked my schedule, and I am not working, so I will be involved with you as well.
Yes, and I'm trying to. It's probably gonna have to be on phone or something like that, but I'm gonna have to work it out because I think it's gonna have to be there. But I'm still getting the technical details of this, so we'll put out a little featurette, let everybody know that's happening. But this is great because when I do, when I'm there and I do get the opportunity to chat with him, what I would like to do, in your honor, is to say, Mr. McGregor, Ewan, however he prefers we call him, I just want to let you know that my cousin Brian Donahoe from San Antonio, Texas, is probably the biggest Star Wars fan and one of the largest collectors in the nation, and he actually had a featurette in the San Antonio Express News. And we absolutely love what you have been doing with the Obi Wan Kenobi show. So, mind you, since this is
really cool, that would just blow my mind.
It would do what we're doing here, and it would do an injustice to you and everything that you have done to dedicate your life to this universe, because you love it so much, for me not to mention you to him when I have the opportunity, and I will absolutely do that.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
So that way he knows. And genuinely, we do love what he's doing with the character, and I think that everyone else that doesn't really view the prequels or understand them so well, they are now gaining a deeper appreciation for the Obi-Wan character, but not just the Obi-Wan character itself, but how Ewan McGregor was able to portray that and interpret it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hayden Christensen. It goes hand in hand, and they did such a great job, especially with the fight scenes in episode 3. It really made you feel sad and made you understand why Darth Vader is a tragic character, and why Obi-Wan has so much self-hate right now, because he feels that he failed and made mistakes. We've all felt that way at some point in time, but I mean, you really see it in him. The great warrior that he was, that we see in Clone Wars, that we see in the prequels, he's been, kind of downgraded to a shell of what he used to be because of him feeling like a failure. It sucks, but he's doing a great job of it, and I love that we're seeing it. And I want to thank the USO, and of course, Ewan McGregor. Hayden Christensen is supposed to be there, but he's not confirmed, so we'll see. If he's there, that would be fantastic. If not, completely understand.
That'd be even better.
They did a huge. I know they just finished a huge press tour to promote Obi-Wan. They're tired, and my hat's off to them for doing this for the servicemen. There's going to be some service members in there with me as well. So my hats off to them for giving a care about about us to talk to us for a little bit. So it's gonna be great. But anyways, Brian, it was great chatting about the show. I cannot wait until we do an actual real one and we can kind of break down the episode 4 and how the interview and the podcast went with Ewan McGregor. I look forward to it. This is we're in the golden age of Star Wars right now. My cousin.
Definitely.
We are definitely in the golden age, and it's so great that we have this venue and this media platform that we can talk about it, even though we have 1 or 2 people watching at a time. It doesn't matter. It's just fun, and like I tell everybody at work how we do this, and like it's just so my cousin and I can really just sit down, chat, and stay connected, because he's in San Antonio, I'm here, and our family is getting smaller and smaller all the time. So we do this for fun, and it's great, man.
Yeah.
So. But all right, so we'll talk next week. And what I just realized is that when the podcast is going to happen with Ewan McGregor, I mean the 4th episode will already be out, and
yes,
it will it'll be out, but it won't be out for 24 hours. So this is what I plan to do, because we're very strict with that rule, and it's a disservice to everybody if we talk about it within 24 hours. Is I will just allude to some things knowing that I've seen it, because I will see it before I get on that, without revealing too much. But who knows what happens, and I don't know. But we'll just see. We're just gonna have to wait till Wednesday. So, but all right, man. Any closing comments or complaints or anything? Would you like me to break down the aerodynamics of an elephant, perhaps?
I have no complaints. I'm not a sequel hater, so.
Okay, so no aerodynamics of an elephant. Gotcha. But I did owe you a Jar Jar, so.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
This is
No.
very, very bad.
God, what the Misa saying?
Okay, there's 2, and that's it. That's all you.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that guy ended up a homeless clown on Coruscant.
You mean Top Gungan?
Yeah.
Top Gungan. All right. That is my assorted attempt at humor. All right, man. So we'll talk next week. Great show. Great Obi Wan
Definitely.
series. This is fantastic. This is a summer that we won't forget. But
Nope.
all right, man. So let's say goodnight. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll let you know more about what's going to happen on Wednesday, and we're gonna yub nub out of here.
All right, we're gonna yub nub out of here.
All right, yub nub. If I can find it, my God, I need a
Oh, come on.
producer. I need a producer, man. All right.
Oh, come on.
Bye, bye, everybody.